In some particular societies, especially in my tradition, a woman is not allowed to inherit land.
Issues that get your attention.
This thing has been a carryover for the time of Jonathan.
Yeah.
And they continue this billions.
Your views against all odds.
My word is that why those households, why are they not following up their job? Like
The intense conversation.
It has to be given to her now based on sentiment. These are some of the challenges that women go through on a daily basis.
Okay, bro.
And that is
All and more on Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Informative, exciting, and stimulating talk. Nigeria Info, your number one for talk. Let's talk. Abuja, your car shouldn't be your biggest stress. Tired of mechanic wahala? Confused by Tokumbo prices? Trying to figure out that check engine light? Is it a warning or a suggestion? Or you're just looking for the latest automotive news that concerns you? Stop guessing and start driving smart. This is the Capital Drive. We are breaking down the car market, the maintenance hacks, and the real cost of owning a ride in the FCT. The Capital Drive, Saturdays at 9 a.m. Only on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Listen to the Capital Drive, the best car show in the nation's capital, every Saturday at 9 a.m. Informative, exciting, and stimulating talk. Nigeria Info, your number one for talk. Let's talk. Your car's best friend in the FCT, the Capital Drive. Only on 95.1 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. Listen to the Capital Drive, the best car show in the nation's capital, every Saturday at 9 a.m.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that song by Bruce Hornsby, the way it is a good way to transition from because certain things are just the way they are. Hopefully, certain things change also, and we experience better as far as the country is concerned. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Capital Drive. Right here on 95.1 Nigeria Info, the best car show in the Federal Capital Territory. Whoop, whoop. That's right. Maybe I should even say the only. Oh, okay, it's the best. I don't know if it is the only. But here we have all the biggest car conversation going on in the country. And today, I have a guest in the studio. We're going to discuss something a little beyond what we've been discussing on the show so far. Something that equally is caused a lot of chaos, a lot of problems. Plenty of people have entered Wahala. Plenty of people have had, good deals. Plenty of people have seen Shaggy Banza Pro Max. And plenty of people have been extremely fortunate. It's a big issue as far as the car market is concerned, specifically speaking, right here in the nation's capital. I saw a particular. I understand, on good authority, that one of the ride-hailing drivers lost his life. I think this was last week. Lost his life. He was attacked by certain persons, driving in the midnight. went to pick up some passengers somewhere around, we'll say zone 6, if I'm not mistaken, and they attacked him. They were going to collect the Corolla car, 2000, and this normal Uber car, Corolla. They were going to collect it from him, and he refused, so they stabbed him multiple times, and he lost his life. I think I was even told, I don't know how true this is, but that when they found him dead, they found the car keys in his fist, tight in his clenched fist on his chest. So to death, he refused to let go of the car key, and the criminals, they left some of their tools or weapons at the crime scene. This is just to say that I think the first place to start from, as far as car is concerned, it's a possession. And I understand that maybe the guy didn't own the car, it's for a partner. And, imagine it's just like you have a fatal accident with someone else's car. The car is a write-off, nothing happened to you. How do you want to tell people the story? That kind of a thing. But still, now he's gone. This is total, condolence to his family. But I just really think it's important to mention that, please, I beg of you, life is more important at any point in time. Is it going to be challenging? Absolutely. But now, person they are alive, now if he big BC. My guest in the studio this morning is someone that plays in the sector of the car market of car financing, hire purchase deals, plays in that fleet management sector. It is a multi-millionaire sector in the car market. For those who know, they know. In fact, some of you at some point in time have tried to dabble into it. You said, no, let me buy a car and put on Uber. And it didn't go well for you. It didn't go well for you. That is even if you recover the car back. All right, so some people actually play in that sector and they do it right. And that's why, anybody I'm going to bring as a guest on my show, the person has got to come correct. All right, so Mr. Emmanuel Izuchukwu Osita, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Feel free. This is we are not talking politics here. This is a car conversation. So please, if not because we don't do water in our studio, I said let me give you a cup of coffee or something. All right. So please feel free. All right. We don't. This is not. This is car, and this is your field.
Sure.
All right. So. Also we're expecting Fortune and Alex to join us in the studio. I understand that they were held up at some place. All right, so now let's get into the conversation. What's the first name, Emmanuel or Izuchukwu?
Emmanuel.
All right, let's get into the conversation, Emmanuel. Yeah. So, first and foremost, do people still actually do this investment in ride hailing? Okay. Like they buy car, they put on this. People still do that?
Okay. First of all, I would love to say thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
So straight to your question, right? People still do that, right? A lot of people do that because I think the whole transport system is actually a huge market, right? And one of the reasons why, because it drives the economy, right? So whatever business, whatever sector actually needs transportation, right? A businessman needs transportation, right? An entrepreneur needs transportation, a market woman needs transportation. So it's actually like a vast economy, you understand, with a lot of possibilities for opportunities to get it. So a lot of people still go into it. Why? Because over time there have kind of been an increase in the whole kind of either revenue or income in that very sector. In fact, I was actually reading a report by the National Bureau of Statistics. I think that stated that I think the whole transportation system have actually contributed to like 1.36% of the GDP.
Wow!
Right, that's to tell you that it's a bigger thing. So people still venture into it.
People still venture into
the whole.
I remember 2017 when I think Uber was the first one to start in 2017 that year, and a lot of people at the time, cars were pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Well, compared to today, cars are pretty cheap. And people were like, let me just buy a car, put on this platform. Then I remember they had partner sharing system, right? They share the partner or they connect the partner to the driver, and there was all of that. But now, when we have prices of parts, spare parts, all-time high, petrol, do people still break even in that sector? Like, if I say I want to buy a car now and put on this, commercial business platform, right? Do people still break even, make money, recoup their profits or their capital back, let alone profits? Everything is expensive.
Yeah, I think that's okay. The plain truth here, right, is that in as much as every sector, I understand the whole economy, right? How maybe terrible it could be in terms of increase in parts, just like you earlier stated.
Yeah.
But we must also understand that this thing cuts across different areas. Like, it's not just on parts, it's not just on cars alone, right? There have just been an increase in hike of inflation,
right?
Can actually cause a lot of things. But notwithstanding, right, people still break even, right, in this. And one of the prominent ways that I think we've actually tried to ensure that there is a kind of a stability and also opportunity for people to own cars and also people to actually go into this very system is through innovations like the CNG. You get CNG.
I like
right?
the fact that you went there.
Yeah,
We'll talk about CNG today.
Yeah. So the whole CNG. So because before that, if you're to look at the whole petrol and also the CNG stuff, you actually agree with me that there is kind of when you venture into the whole CNG thing, right? You tend to have a kind of bigger returns as compared to the petrol. You get it? Why? Because I think it's actually a recent innovation by the president, which I think it's something I will actually give him an applause for that, right? So in that very aspect, it has actually helped in terms of helping people who have the intention and also the way to come into this. So that just to make sure that there is a kind of a balance. Right. There's a kind of a balance
because it was actually not sustainable on that petrol, using petrol. Or do people still do the business with petrol?
Yeah, people still do business with petrol, right? Why? Because despite the fact that we know that the whole CNG, the CNG thing is a kind of a new innovation, right? And as such, it also has its own challenge, right? And I think one of the challenges we are currently facing is that even though it's one of the most kind of easiest way to have more returns, but irrespective of that, right, that it's a kind of getting access to it is a problem, right? You get
not enough stations,
not enough stations, right? You get to see drivers lining up in a CNG filling station. Like, you see instances where drivers sleep overnight. You get just to make sure that they have access to the whole CNG thing. So it's a good market.
So if somebody wants to invest into the ride-hailing commercial business right now, would you tell the person, yes, go ahead?
Okay.
Or say, no, don't go ahead?
Okay. So right now, I would say that the person should go ahead.
Go ahead?
Yeah.
Like, how much can somebody who wants to invest in that kind of business, how much can the person make in a week as returns, weekly remittance?
Okay, so it actually depends on the assets or the kind of vehicle you're actually operating. So if it's a car, if it's maybe, let's say
okay, let's run through examples.
Okay,
let's run through it. Let's say for a standard, the standard for the ride-hailing business is Corolla. So the person has a Corolla or the Pontiac Vibe or a, say, 2003, 2004 Camry. What would be the weekly returns?
Okay, so before I move into that, right? So there are actually different packages. So one could actually come in terms of rental, right? One could actually come in terms of the hire purchase. So the rental is when you give your car, right, as per, okay, I'm giving my car as rental. So this is the kind of dividends you'll be giving me return.
Okay, so
while for the higher purchase, it's more of, okay, I'm giving you my car, right? And this is the stipulated amount I'm expected to gain, not just the value of my car alone, but also
But
the extra
the interest,
returns.
yeah.
But at the end of the day,
The
it's
car
going
is
to
yours.
it's the driver's car, right? So if you were to go into the whole rental thing, right? And let's say it happens that you're operating with, let's say, CNG, right? Yeah, and I think for like on a weekly, you should be getting, let's say, 250K.
Weekly.
No, sorry. Okay, sorry. On a weekly, right?
Yeah.
On a weekly should be, on a monthly.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. On a monthly, you should be getting around 250K. So if it's weekly, that should cut across, let's say, 60,000 to 65K.
Okay, let's say
Yeah.
we're doing 65.
Okay.
That means in 2 weeks that's 130.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. That's
In 4 weeks
130.
that's
In 4
one.
weeks.
That's
In 4 weeks, that's
260,000.
260. Yeah, so around that area. Yeah.
That's if you're using CNG. What if
If
it's
you're using
if it's
CNG.
petrol?
So if it's petrol, that should be like on a weekly you should be getting like, let's say, 45 to 50,000.
With petrol.
Yeah.
Okay.
45 to 50,000. Yeah, with petrol.
Interesting. I mean, I wish the cars were that fuel efficient. I'm in my head. You see me stuttering because I'm thinking about the practicality. But let's move on. Alex joins us, and welcome, Alex.
Good morning, Abuja.
All right.
Good morning.
So we have you said 40,000. Thank God, Alex. Did you ever do this ride hailing business?
Like, you mean?
The ride hailing, like
Yes,
Uber.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I know Fortune did it. Fortune, there's no way you can tell me you did not.
Yes, of course.
Well, good morning, Fortune. Welcome.
In fact, I bought my first car via e-hailing. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja. Good morning, Uber drivers, Abu drivers, all the e-hailing drivers. Good morning, all.
Today is their day.
Today is that day. Yes.
Actually,
You always come in to scatter the room. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
So our guest here. By the way, we're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. You can go right to these platforms and watch this conversation in the studio. Now, we're having this conversation because it is a big deal. It's something that affects thousands of Abuja residents every single day. I will get to that in a bit, all right? And also, if we talk about drivers, talk about people that own these cars. And right now, if you have the cash, is it something you want to consider, like a business you want to consider going into? You have a car lying fallow. Some people have cars in their compound they're not using.
Yeah.
And these cars can make them money. So it is something. But, people don't mind making extra income with an asset like a car. But the challenge is the drivers. We've got to talk about the drivers.
Yeah.
So, but before that, you established that with CNG, someone can get 65,000 naira right now, weekly. With petrol, 45, or how much do you call it?
With petrol, you can get, let's say, 40 to 45,000.
40 to 45,000. Gentlemen, do you confirm that to be realistic? But the driver, does he maintain the car, or it's the owner that maintains the car?
Okay, so if it's actually for, let's say for rental, right? With the driver and also the company itself that is actually managing the whole thing goes on with the maintenance. You understand?
Okay.
So and also coupled with the car owner
Okay.
himself, right?
Okay.
So meanwhile, if it's for hire purchase, it's at the end of the day it's yours.
Yeah.
You get it.
So the maintenance is on you.
So the maintenance is actually
Okay.
actually on.
Someone says on petrol, 50K, 40K is not feasible, or hold your car. With CNG, yes, 60, 65K weekly, but petrol at most 35K only if the car is still mechanic free. Philip from Airport Road has that to say. I was really wondering that, this petrol thing at 1,000, maybe when it was 800 naira, maybe that was feasible. But let's talk about managing drivers. After this commercial break, we'll come back and we'll continue the conversation. Stay tuned.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Capital Drive, 95.1 Nigeria Info. Every conversation, as long as it is a car conversation, you find it here. Because if it concerns cars, it concerns people, it concerns us too. And the idea is that we contribute to a better society, and we cover every part of our daily lives that, that a lot of things are happening. And in this, car rental, hire purchase, this corner, so many things happen here. Like I said earlier, I know people have landed themselves, have gotten themselves into jail. Investors have lost lots of money. In fact, I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever invested in, in ride-hailing business? We didn't even finish, Emmanuel. We spoke about cars. Keke napep too. Yeah. Tricycles is a business too. People do it too.
It is.
What's their daily returns like?
It's like, I think they tend to have kind of more returns. So for keke, right, you could get like a weekly return. You could be getting like 60 to 70K.
70K?
Yeah. Wow. That's for keke.
For keke?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure the actual amount, but I know those guys are really making it.
They are. Especially those that make use of CNG. Like it's.
I know some are on CNG, but that's but wait, for petrol, let's use petrol as standard. Okay. Like how much?
For petrol, let's say 60 to 70.
Keke?
Yeah.
Those guys, they make money.
I know those guys in the tricycle part of this automobile financing.
Yeah.
Those guys are making a lot of money. I've seen where people own over 50, 60 pieces of this keke.
Are you serious?
Yes, a lot of it.
Now get update now, no share. Now no share they give us.
And mostly for them, right?
Yeah.
I feel the best. I think for the best structure for them is if it's given on hire purchase.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's given on hire purchase.
So they take it seriously.
They take it because it's your own now. You get so anything that is yours.
I did so all this one where they roam about Otaku with empty seats. They see they make money because I always wonder this empty seat where this guy they carry. I go see tell us how they go wuye. Tell us say na 200 day my hand. He goes to carry me.
You wonder how often they go round that route before the day runs out. And a lot of them they ride from morning till as late as 8, 9, 10.
Wow.
That same route, they just go round and round from the market to Uye and all those other axes.
Or Gwarimpa axis.
You see them coming and going. So they make a lot of money, especially in those small.
I see the power of 100 naira, 200 naira, 100 naira,
when
200.
accumulated.
When you accumulate is Kambala is shut down. All right. I mean, but I think when it comes brand new too, the maintenance is usually not as a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, mostly you have to give it. Mostly we advise that you give it like a new purchase, like a brand new
one.
Okay.
Right.
So there could be less issues.
How much does a keke, an average one, brand new one, goes? How much does it go for now? Right now?
Okay.
I think a brand new keke, the last. I'm sure of the price about last year.
Mr. Alex made some supply now of plenty keke. I remember.
It was.
So you said keke too?
No. He just made supply.
Okay. And now the same thing. Why they change out?
It was 3836.
As of then.
38. That's 380,000 naira.
No, 3.8 million to between 3.6 and 3.8 million
I think
naira.
because I think I had the opportunity of getting like fuel for one of our clients. So just day before yesterday. So I think we got it about 4.3 to 4.5.
Keke napep.
Yeah,
yes.
Keke napep.
4.3
to 4.5.
It's getting expensive.
The whole thing is
4.3 don't buy Corolla now.
But I think keke
at least you go buy
the returns where you go get.
You go buy Big Daddy.
In this case, the returns will come more from the keke than Corolla.
So right now, person gets 4 million right now. They want to invest in transport business. Which would you advise, car or keke?
Me, I'll go for keke. Because
debate.
Because now see, the car you're getting, in this case, you're getting a brand new keke.
True.
For sure. But for car, you're not getting a Belgian car. Now you have that conflict between your drivers. It's not Belgian. But the keke is a new one. No excuse. You just have to walk and make your returns. But for the driver, one day, if he sees that he's not coming out the way he's expecting to come out for that week, he might just give you one excuse. I spent 2 days in mechanic trying to fix one thing or the other. And you, the car owner, you just be like, well, this car is sound when I gave it to you. Be like, no be Belgian car. So what can you say? Belgian car.
This thing is now wisdom.
So I'll definitely.
But do you agree, Manuel?
I do. Because
I know you manage fleets.
Yeah. So looking at I think the car and also the keke thing, I think personally I feel with at least if you have just like the amount you stated, if you have like 4 million, I think keke is just like the best you can actually start with.
But the thing is
right?
that I think it's a good one. But the thing is that how will you get a trusted rider?
Okay.
That keke.
We'll come to the critical factor in this business. The person who is going to, handle the business. We'll come to that because there's a lot to talk about that. But we're talking about petrol, CNG for cars. Let's go back to that. So right now, the jury is out, or let's say the jury is they're still working on it. Petrol or CNG? Thank God Fortune is here. They repair cars. Petrol or CNG? Which one is actually better right now? Because some people say, like CNG no go ever touch my car. But they keep buying the petrol at an expensive cost. Some people say that CNG is clean fuel, clean energy. It doesn't damage engines. Some people say they've bought engines because of CNG. They've got to change it. So which one are we doing right now? Which one is the real thing? You do the business, Emmanuel. You sell cars, Alex. You repair cars, Fortune. So you guys are more than able. What are we doing right now with CNG? Does it spoil engines or not? If I'm an investor, should I allow my car remain on petrol or I make it bi-fuel, petrol and CNG? Which one are we doing? Let me start with you, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you for that. So I think one thing we must actually understand is, as civilization progresses, right, innovations and new advancements also have to come in, right? I think before now, the only thing we know is petrol. Currently now, we are hearing stuff like CNG. We're even getting to hear things like electric cars.
Right.
So these are just innovations to make things a bit easier, right? So I understand the intricacies that happen, owning the CNG thing, because we've actually heard a lot of stories where people say maybe the thing gets easily blow, you're using it and before you know the thing burst. But over time we've realized that there have kind of been an improvement in the whole package of the CNG, especially on the cylinders, right?
Okay.
So if I'm to say, I will say that personally, I feel that CNG, right, as either a car owner or a driver, I feel that personally the easiest way you could actually maximize your profits,
right,
is actually to move into CNG. Everybody, people get their own opinion, right? But with my experience and also I think my interaction with both car owners and also drivers, I feel that the CNG, right, should gives you more returns.
Right.
But the problem there, like I earlier stated is that there are little stations for the CNG.
Not many stations
for the CNG. So you imagine an instance where a driver goes to a station and sleeps over like a day just to queue in online just to get the whole CNG, and the person get expectation to deliver
65K.
So the person will be like, rather than queuing on this queue, why not I just get a petrol somewhere close by and just so and apart from that too, I think that depending on the car you use, right, you can actually switch into different modes. You can actually switch into CNG. You can actually switch into petrol. Yeah. So in case
if I have a cylinder installed in my car, why am I driving on petrol again? I mean, I'll just have the petrol there to ensure that the fuel pump doesn't go bad while I keep driving on petrol. Okay, but Alex, what do you have to say?
Well, just like my colleague here said, I will definitely go for the CNG to maximize profit. If you know you want to invest into this e-hailing and you want to make profit out of it, you just have to go all out for it. You know, a lot of people who I see complain, who are into this e-hailing business currently and complain about fuel and all that. Yes, I understand the fact that some people have preference between CNG and petrol.
Right.
Also, considering their car performance, how they prefer their cars and all that. But if you are basically going for e-hailing and you want to make or maximize profit in that industry, your best and suitable option is CNG.
CNG.
Yes.
Okay. Fortune, from a technical perspective.
Okay. I think CNG is the new innovation and advancement when it comes to energy, as in an alternative energy for automobiles. Is a good one, but there's this complaint of drivers, especially those that use the CNG, that their cars have been converted to the CNG energy. That's the, they use the dual system. That's both the petrol and the CNG.
Yeah.
They complained of the car dragging, as there's the car stalling, especially on AC. Stalling, and they complained of causing a weak engine, or that's a weak powertrain, weakens the powertrain.
How does something like petrol, realistically, I think it's the item we actually demystify these myths, or maybe they're not myths, but how does it really weaken the engine? Can petrol weaken an engine?
Say weakens an engine. Could it be that there's some device that they put on the this, like the ECU? The CNG has its own ECU. Could it be that the ECU does not align with the ECU, with the ECU that was being manufactured with that car? But those that use the ones that come directly with the CNG, like say the trucks, the diesel trucks that comes directly with the
CNG,
with the CNG kits, in fact, they will climb more hill than when they use the normal diesel. Yes, but the cars that use the petrol cars, they are complaining of dragging, stalling of the engine, of the power.
I think I've also heard complaints of louder tappet noise from the top.
Yes, from the top, and weakens that engine. Before you know it, starts smoking or start shorting oil.
But don't you think that poor?
I think I'm still making some research on that.
Poor car maintenance could be a factor, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it also definitely, right? Because it's not just a matter of getting a car or getting a vehicle. That's one thing. Maintenance too is also
maintenance. Let's take this call.
Okay.
Hello.
Ikaman, good morning. How are you? Thank you very much for bringing our brother. This one I went to watch. Which one you are wearing complete or your state attire this morning? And the brother is putting up black face cap. And the truth is, so many of us invested years ago. We bought Okada. We use our service NYC money that we want to start investing, because they will tell us to invest. At the end of the day, story, today tire, tomorrow handle, tomorrow mechanic. At the end of the day, we just sold it to the person that is driving because we don't have story. Some people bought a tricycle, the same thing. Very difficult to get honest people to hand over this to them. So if your brother is coming here and is telling us because of his relationship with Nigerian food that he is able to manage it, a lot of people abroad within will want to buy this and hand it over to him to manage it. So my question is, does he have the capacity, because it's not going to be easy? And how indeed they employ these people? Because you see them like this, when they are coming to collect it, they will be humble. After 1 week, 2 weeks, story. And most times, then you go meet for point and key, they eat fish. When the owner of the case say, you never balance me, say, oh God, they mechanic, whereas the day where they eat fish, you never reach to eat fish. You are still working for somebody, the next thing you are spending the money. It's not like they are not making money. So So we want to hear from him. And Mr. Gabriel, remember you are the one that brought him. Please. We want him to show us routes because people want to invest. It's a good business. But nobody to trust. Story, they come up for their mouth. Very rare you will see the ones that are honest. And the ones that are honest, 1 year, 2 years, they will settle Oga and they will become Oga themselves. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. I think I'll first and foremost, I think I forgot to mention Mr. Emmanuel Izuchukwu Osita here is the CEO of Lambent Transport, and he plays, in a very critical sector in the transport industry, which is fleet management. All right, but let me say this emphatically. I do not think anybody would be angry by that, right? That somebody makes an appearance here is not an endorsement. They are, from my, observation, from my findings, they are, for my research, they are experts in their field. I bring them into the studio, we have conversation, all right? That does not pass for an outright endorsement. At the end of the day, if you're going to do anything, any business whatsoever, please do your due diligence. I beg of you, all right? This is a disclaimer, yes, and I'm saying it right in front of them because there's nothing to hide, all right? They are here as resource persons. But be that as may, business with them, absolutely. I do not have a problem with that, but please do your due diligence and you are responsible. I mean, we're all adults. We are totally responsible for that. But let's come back to the conversation. It shows what she just said highlights the fact that a lot of people actually have intentions of going into this business. I will come to the human part now. I can see more calls coming in. A lot of people have a lot to say about this issue. I will take a course, don't worry. Fortune and Alex came late, so they will serve punishment together. So a lot of people want to do this business. The human factor is a major problem. First and foremost, why does that always happen? Why is it that when people are given a car, either car, keke, or kada, to do business with, remit me, it provides business. It's job opportunity for the person. You didn't have a job before. Somebody has given you something, So why is that? Why does it happen like that, Emmanuel?
Okay. First of all, I would love to say that her point is clear. Like that's the whole thing. Like prior before then, you get it. Because we've had a lot of stories to understand where you see an individual who is a bit well-to-do, right, and just wants to, okay, let me invest in this guy, okay, buy this keke, okay, Alpha, manage this thing. This is the amount you be remitted. This kind of owner-driver interaction you get, and to some point, at the end of the day, you be very story up and down, right? In fact, there are even cases where, especially if you're dealing with someone that is family. This kind of way.
That one the worst pass.
This kind of way.
See that family thing there?
You carry your you carry your vehicle, give person, okay, this is the amount you be returning, you get. And it comes around telling you stories here, and at the end of the day, not be family matter, more just leave them. And it has a way of discouraging a lot of people, right, into the whole system. And I think that's where the whole fleeting management thing comes in.
Okay.
To fill in this very gap, right? Why? Because over time, if you're interacting with, as a car owner, right, or as a vehicle owner, if you're interacting with the driver directly, right, there are some things that you might not actually do on the ground. You might not have the time to do on the ground check-in of the driver. You might not have the time to maybe have interaction with the legal person. You might not have interaction to just setting contract, just to ensure that everything is being stable. So the fleeting management, sector coming in there is just a way to bridge in this very gap, to solve this very problem, where they handle almost the risk of they handle the risks of the whole thing, right? So where they come in to ensure that the driver they are bringing in, because with the current thing, if you're bringing in driver, there are lots of background check you must have to do, right? You must have to ensure, at least get to know the driver's at least address, right? Even the guarantor. The guarantor the driver is bringing at least should be someone that is either a government worker, a business, someone that if anything happen, straight, you understand. And even before the driver gets in to start the whole driving thing, contracts have to be signed. So
do they make down payments of maybe caution fee or something?
They do.
How much?
You definitely have to make a security deposit. We call it security deposit.
Okay.
So for a start, normally if you're making a security deposit, no less than 200K.
Wow.
You get it. Just to ensure
does this money go to the driver or is kept to the company?
No. The money goes actually to, I think is kind of refundable.
Okay.
That's the security deposit.
Okay.
And why the security deposit is actually there is just that in case, right, probably certain things come in, it could actually be used to make sure that the car it's being set up in such a way that even if it's the intention is to return it to the owner, it can actually be returned in a well stable way. You understand? So notwithstanding, right? So the fleet management coming in, just like I earlier said, is actually to bridge in this very gap. So where it has to do with, because you, as a fleet manager, you have to be interacting with a lot of people. One, you also have to be interacting with the insurance company. Why? Because if you are bringing your car, one of the things we always advise is make sure it's insured.
Comprehensive
insured, yes. Make sure it's insured.
Third party or comprehensive insurance.
Yeah, comprehensive insurance, right? So in case if you don't have any, definitely we'll have to, just to see that is in check. You understand?
But I hear a lot of, I hear you, Emmanuel, but I hear a lot of reports now from many drivers that nowadays it looks like it's even these fleet management companies are the ones that are actually showing drivers shege. So if you like say shege don't ever finish for this thing, so that then they show drivers shege now, from asking the drivers to always bring the car for inspection.
Yeah.
And the fleet company's mechanics will always see something wrong with the car, which the person must fix, either from the caution fee or from the money that is remitting, which you have to pay back later. So what do you have to say to that?
Okay, I understand how I think hectic it could be, especially for the drivers. You understand, because you have expectation, and apart from the expectation of your normal remittance, you have family to feed. You get, and at the end of the day, you just have to fill in this very gap to make sure that weekly you just have to. But that inspection thing is actually a model that have been structured just to ensure that we are at a safer hand. Because we tend to hear a lot of stories where imagine someone driving a car and they, like in 1 month you don't check in just because probably it's not yours, especially if it's rental. You understand? You just drive the car anyhow. So the weekly or the monthly insurance, it showed the inspection. It's just to ensure that the car is stable. You understand? So when it has to do with I think either the mechanic people trying to maybe check in and discover that Baba, even something we no spoil.
They will talk to you don't spoil.
You don't spoil. Yeah, I've heard of stories like that, right? But I think personally, I think it's for me it's rare.
Okay.
Yeah, for me it's actually rare.
All right. All right. I don't know if Fortune and Alex, this one now just look like this. What is going on in your mind, Alex?
A lot has been going on in my mind concerning this this issue, because for me, I think it's high time we as a people start understanding that there are professional ways to things, unlike the informal standard that we operate on.
Right.
Coming from the drivers and the facilitators. Just like he mentioned about giving a vehicle to a family relation. That factor, family relation in between, makes it totally unprofessional. Both sides, there will definitely be discrepancies on both sides. This one will be like, my relation is treating me like this, and this one will be like, my relation, I gave a vehicle, is not returning money back to me. And then at the end of the day, you now died because it's family matter. But if there is a professionalism in between, to replace that family relationship, separate family from business, the professional standard, the structure for that professionalism takes place. Both sides have to play by those rules that are being set down to maximize profits, and then no sentiment attached.
No sentiment attached. Okay, we need to go for a commercial break very shortly. So hit up of the hour of 10. I can see messages and calls coming in. When we come back from the break, one question: if you are a driver, what's the worst experience? We'll talk about hire purchase too. That is lease to own, right? I believe that's what it's called. Lease to own. If you are a driver, what's the worst experience you ever had? If you're a driver, if you're an investor rather, I would like you to share with us too what experiences you've had in this thing. People can be very wicked. There are tales of very wicked people. I think, fortunately, you know quite a number of very wicked people like that. I think there was one guy, I can't remember his name. All right. You know when drivers used to sleep inside car big bites? I wish he's just sleeping. Let's go for this commercial break. Is it true there's a myth that for those who use cars for commercial use, I'm just asking, that once they have sexual intercourse in the car, it's a bad omen?
Yes, they say, I don't know this
because it's something that happens.
It's superstitious belief to me.
It's superstitious. Okay.
You can't even tell the guy you're buying Belgium what has been done inside.
What has been done? Yes.
Was the person using the commercially?
You can't see.
Was the person using it commercially? All right, let's go for this commercial break. We'll be back shortly.